Hasanabi visits Cuba. They abandon economic socialism 3 months later. What did they mean by this? That's right, we have a very unfortunate update today for Twitch streamer Hasan Piker. Before the update, quick context. As you probably know, a number of months ago, he took a trip to Cuba, presenting this as some sort of humanitarian aid effort, which got him criticized greatly on the internet because people were pointing out that he didn't seem to really do humanitarian aid. As a matter of fact, he was staying in a 5-star hotel apparently, and while the citizens of Cuba were facing blackouts and no electricity, his 5-star hotel was still going. Full electricity there as he did his broadcast from the safety of that fancy hotel suite. On top of the trip plummeting his already terrible reputation, this also got him a probe from the US government, as the Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control sent subpoenas both to Piker and this organization called Code Pink. But that's all old news. As mentioned, that's the recap. Here's the update. As only a handful of months after Hasan's departure and his push for communism, Cuba's gone the entirely opposite direction, pushing for free market reforms, which has resulted in Piker being mocked once again. The trip was already a disaster for him, and somehow it just got even worse. Here's the specifics. As Cuba begins its largest economic reform since the 1959 revolution, the country's parliament unanimously approved radical reforms that provide for the privatization of a significant part of the economy. The plan provides for private real estate development, the creation of private banks, the transformation of some state enterprises into commercial companies with shares, and the easing of restrictions for private businesses. The turn towards the market was supported by the Communist Party and the country's former leader, Raul Castro, against whom the U.S. recently brought charges in connection with the downing of humanitarian aid planes in 1996. Now, of course, it's absolutely reasonable to remain very skeptical of the regime, but nevertheless, this is a pretty hilarious update regarding the Hasan Piker part of all of this. People going on to meme how horribly Hasan must be taking this news, writing Hasan Diddy Piker right now, and another saying Diddy Piker worst year so far, posting the infamous Baki image of Muhammad Ali Jr. right there. Horrible character, by the way. Over on the subreddit Our World News, they would talk about the reforms, and a top comment's already memeing Hasan right here. Well, first of all, the top comment reading, Castro and Che Guevara are turning in their graves, lol. Right below that, we see the Hasan one, writing, Hasanabi visits Cuba. They abandon economic socialism 3 months later. What do they mean by this? Response reading, imagine living in poverty your entire life, and then a rich American millionaire coming along telling you socialism is good, actually. And for those unaware, Hasanabi is Hasan Piker's Twitch username. And that's the latest. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.